Casual observers are likely hard-pressed to tell the difference between Tesla's lower-cost models, the Model 3 and Model Y. The two electric vehicles, one a four-door car and the other a four-door hatchback SUV, which is better suited for your needs? Both are strikingly similar at first glance. Actually, both cars are built on the same platform, sharing around 75% of the same parts. Still, 25% is still a lot of difference, so let's break down exactly what you should expect when choosing between the Model 3 and Model Y. We will cover all the angles, which will help you decide whether to go for a Model 3 or a Model Y. So let's get started. Exterior. Morph a Model 3 into a penny racers in real size. That was our first impression when we saw a Model Y in person. It looks like a chubbier Model 3, which makes it a little cute to our eyes. The two Teslas share a very similar look. Especially looking at both head-on, you really have to see which one is taller to distinguish both cars. Looking from the side and rear, you can start to realize, it's a crossover. The Model Y has taller doors, a rear hatch, and has an overall egg shape, similar to another bigger Tesla, the Model X. The Model 3 obviously has a typical sedan profile and also distinguishes itself noticeably with chrome trim on the door handles, front fender side camera, and surrounding the greenhouse. These are all black on the Model Y with additional black wheel arches. Following its darker trim theme, the Model Y also comes standard with way darker, rear windows and rear windshield than those on Model 3. A reason is that the Model Y does not have any shade or cover for the trunk area, so the tint provides some cargo privacy. The Model 3 has a rear deck, so the trunk area is not visible from the outside. Dimension-wise, the Model Y is 2.2 inches longer, 2.8 inches wider, and at least 6.5 inches taller. It also has 1.1 inches more ground clearance. Interior. Tesla says Model 3 and Model Y shares about 70% of parts. We would say that about the interior design too. They both share the same minimalist interior layout. There is a long piece of wood trim across the front dash, a white trim for the optional black and white interior. Just like the Model 3, the Model Y does not have a speedo in front of the steering wheel. Every bit of driving information is integrated into the horizontally mounted 15-inch center touchscreen. Below the screen is the center console with storage in the exact same layout in both, 4 USB ports, 2 for front and 2 for rear, and docking for 2 phones. The Model Y comes standard with a wireless charging pad in the phone docking area, which also occupies one of the front USB ports. Standard in the Model 3 2021 refresh is a 15-inch touchscreen, wireless device charging for up to 2 smartphones, navigation, Bluetooth, 4 USB ports, HD radio, dual-zone automatic climate control, and a glass roof. Speaking of USB ports, the Model Y was the first Tesla that makes the switch to a USB-C port. There is one USB-C and one USB-A for the front, and 2 USB-C ports for the rear. The 2021 Model 3 refresh gets an upgrade for the USB ports by integrating USB-C, as has already happened to Model 3s built in China. The charging power also improves from 10 watts to about 26 watts. When the Model 3 morphed into an SUV, it gained higher seating position and more interior space. The 12-way power-adjustable front heated seats on the Model Y are the same as the Model 3. However, they are on seat risers to allow a higher seating position, which most SUV buyers want. The second row consists of 3 independently folding seats, which give it more utility, fitting the U of SUV. The Model 3 has a 60/40ths arrangement without a trunk pass-through. In terms of roominess, the Model 3 and Model Y both are about the same in the front. The second row is where you see a noticeable difference. The Model Y has 1.7 inches more headroom and a vast 5.3 inches of legroom compared to the Model 3. Cargo. According to owner's manuals from both EVs, the Model 3 has 15 cubic feet of trunk space, while the Model Y can swallow 68 cubes of total cargo space. Typically, with its rear seats folded down, the Model 3 can hold 24 boxes of 27 by 11 by 6 inch. The volume of each box is about 1 cubic foot. We spent about 15 minutes fitting as many boxes as possible into the Model Y, with rear seats folded down, and a couple minutes to make sure the hatch could close properly. The very darkly tinted rear windshield was rather difficult to see through and made it a little challenging to judge where the box preventing the hatch from closing was. Eventually, we were able to put in 29 boxes. Proven. The Model Y can hold more stuff than the Model 3. However, the Model 3 with rear seats has almost comparable cargo capacity, not as bad as those numbers from the owner's manuals suggest. That being said, thanks to the taller doors, higher height, and hatchback layout, loading stuff into the Model Y is an easier task than doing the same to the Model 3. Tesla's supercharger network and autopilot make Tesla a rather ideal EV to take on road trip and camping. Sleeping camping in a Tesla has become a small cult among Tesla owners. For the Model 3, when sleeping in the back, with rear seats down, in a sleeping bag, we had to position a person diagonally in order to fully stretch his legs. The person was about 5'8". It is a completely different world in the Model Y. Not only there is room to fully lie down, but also enough extra room to snuggle with another person. Without the rear deck like in the Model 3, it is also a lot easier to move around in there. It's also worth mentioning that, while both the Model 3 and the Model Y have a glass roof, the one in the Model Y is a one-piece glass without any mid-section bar, which allows a rather stunning full sky view. From room to view, the Model Y seems to be a star higher than the Model 3. Driving. In terms of driving performance, the Model 3 and Model Y drive very similar. The extra 344 pounds from the chubbier Model Y is only noticeable pushing on curvy roads. But even then, the most noticeable difference comes from the higher SUV seating position, where the driver can feel the lean and swing slightly more. It seems Tesla had the intention to tune the Model Y to drive as agile as the Model 3, like a sedan instead of an SUV. The two vehicles' acceleration also share a close resemblance. And given that they share the same powertrain, you get the same instantaneous Tesla experience in day-to-day driving. But still we feel that the Model 3 gives more better driving experience. Which one should you buy? Back to the original question, which one should you buy? We would recommend the Model 3 to people who don't need the added storage and prefer a more fun driving experience. Unless you hate a higher seating position or cannot have a taller vehicle or are on a tight budget, go with the Model Y. It offers almost everything the Model 3 can provide, along with more usable space and utility. Not to mention you can lie down in the back to snuggle with the person you like while viewing the sky through the seamless panoramic glass roof. That's it for now. So what are your thoughts about this? Let us know in the comments. Stay tuned at the Electric Arena for all the latest Tesla and electric vehicle news.